Good evening, this is Jason. Just going to do a quick video here, talk about some content that I'll be having coming up here on the channel. I'm going to do a series that's going to be titled, basically, my Injured Lawn Guy blog, and or vlog as it were. I'm going to be talking about what happened to me last season, how I was injured, and how I had to recover from that and the process that I went through. I'll do it in series. I won't break it all down into one video or anything. This will just kind of be an overview here. Basically, I suffered a inguinal hernia, which is a groin hernia, essentially. And it took a pretty major toll on me from somebody who's, very active and has never been injured really in terms of something that was this serious that actually required, a surgical procedure to fix. I've had sprains and strains and, cuts and scrapes and things of that nature. I've even had some, stitches and a minor, like a skin graft day surgery from, 15 or so years ago, but that was never to the point where it completely ground my ability to work to a halt, basically, and caused me a lot of just anxiety and stress about what the future might hold. So, I sustained the injury sometime in the summer, late spring to early summer. I know somewhat of what I was doing, and I have an idea of the activities and the things that I did that caused it. I know of, things that I was doing that I shouldn't have been doing, per se, and that I know more or less when the tear happened, and basically it started to progress. It started to get slowly worse. I got a really good handle on it, so it wasn't a major hernia, they told me, based on what they've seen. But it was major enough for me to the point where I was basically, I felt like I was disabled for a couple of months. And really up till very recently, within the last, month or so, is really when I started to feel more or less almost back to normal. So it's a longer recovery than they say it is when you have one of these procedures. It's not as bad as some things. It's not as bad as like a shoulder surgery or one of those things, but it's still it's still abdominal surgery, and it still requires, in my case, a good 2 months really to get to where you're feeling almost back to where you were before. So anyway, that's what happened to me. That's the injury I referred to, and my injury video, my opening video for the channel, and that's kind of the I've referred to that to certain events before, but that's really the event that caused me to have kind of almost a life-changing shift in focus in several aspects, and one of them being, the equipment and the methodologies I was going to use moving forward for my business. So anyway, this we could call this chapter 0, I guess, or chapter 1 of the Injured Lawn Guy vlog, and I'll follow up with some more videos. We'll detail what I was doing and how I actually injured myself. and the steps that I took to ensure that I was still able to kind of work, because I was kind of able to work for a couple of months with the hernia, but it wasn't good. It wasn't ideal. It wasn't something I could sustain very long. It was, basically I was, being as careful as I could, and certain things just absolutely couldn't be done. But I was still able to function a little bit and do some work, so I wasn't totally disabled, but I felt disabled every time I couldn't do something, and it hurt my mental psyche a considerable amount, and I'll go into that more too and talk about, how that injury affected my mental health and go about it from that aspect, and I'll also talk about some of the ways that my mental health has improved since the procedure and since I've been in recovery here for the last couple of months. But anyway, that's all for tonight. I'll see you in the next one.